segue to me, and then you can talk because I think you have way more in depth stuff. But for me, the piano wise, it was fun because I never listened to the original song, so I didn't know how the actual song was supposed to go. Like I didn't know the cadence. I didn't know how the piano was playing in the actual elevation.
That's
of
actually so
worship,
interesting.
which was what I wanted
Yeah.
to do. Because when I figured when I found out, okay, this is an actual song, I knew it wasn't an original, but I was like, I'm not gonna listen to the track. Like I'm not gonna listen to the original track because I wanted to come up, especially in the beginning. I wanted to make sure that I put a little bit of myself in there and not have like some like I don't want to be like the original. So that's how that helped. That was a learning part for me, because when you do covers, it's easy to like, okay, it's good to defer to the original. But then this is not just a cover. This was something that we're actually putting on Apple Music. So this is like your version. And so it had to be different. So that's how I did it. The first step was not listen to it. And I was like, I'm just going to play and come up with whatever came to me, I'm going to play it.
No
and whatever.
wonder.
And one thing I like to do is like when you play, Logic pro tip, if you don't want to record, but you're playing, and you like what you did, you can press Shift R, and it will give you like it will actually.
Is that only like
For MIDI.
for MIDI?
for MIDI
Okay.
stuff, yeah, not audio. So it's like, oh, I like this. Let me actually press the Shift record, and it will actually it will record what you play, and you don't have
Wow.
to actually press the record button. So that really helped me a lot, especially for me, because I'm nervous whenever I record. So a lot of times when I do record is after.
Your hands get sweaty.
Yeah, so
Your pinky starts.
I just play the track. I play, and it's like, oh, this actually came out better than I thought. Shift R, and it's there, and then I will just fine tune it with quantize or whatever. So in the beginnings, but especially when it was that was not the original song.
What part is that?
When Eric was singing.
Oh yeah. That part. And
Like
then the
that
other part, there was also "Unto the Great I Am." The "Unto the Great I Am."
Oh yeah.
With everything or was it the verse?
No, sister. I'm saying how great is your name.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's like that. All that is not the original song.
And I was when I first heard that, I was like, because I had heard the original song, and I had that was part of
just holding the
my
wine.
buy-in. So I was like, what is that? But the more I listened to it, the more I was like, yeah.
So yeah, I think that add life to it and that's why a lot of people like this version, even though they won't say it. It has more movement. It has more it goes with the voice, like when you did your voice, and then for you at the end, it was like it's different. And so yeah, that's one thing that I learned from this, and then everything else was just I'll say lastly is just don't put too much pressure on yourself. Like everything, like for musicians, who are producers as well, it's easy to overplay and to like add you don't want to overplay the singer. That's not your job. Our job is to complement the singer. So that's how I always approach it. Like how you play live is not how you're gonna play when you're producing. There's a reason why there's always a tour musician. I'm not a tour musician by any means, but from what I've seen, most of the time tour musicians are different from those who actually record the actual album. There's a reason for that. Session musicians is what they call them. And so session musicians are more polished, they're more intentional. Tour, you can have room to actually like spread out and do whatever you want, but there's more respect for a session musician, in my opinion, because they know that, okay, I know whatever he does, he's going to put himself into it, but he's also going to respect the vocalist that's singing.
And there's also a time crunch, so they have to be really ready to go.
Exactly. So for me, this was always a learning. It's always a learning experience to do this because it makes me know. It makes me have to be, okay, what am I going to do? I have to know what I'm going to do ahead of time. Other times it's not, but at least I am not overdoing it, and I'm intentional, number one. Prioritize the singer first, because I can't be doing... Like I can't do that in the beginning.
Unto the great I am.
Like I gotta, soften it up. Sometimes there's a place for that, other times there's not. But you have to have that vocal awareness and music awareness to know placement. So, yeah.
Questions for Catchy?
Yes.
So, as you may know, Catchy is a very, 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 very,
I even had one
very,
yeah.
very, very,
very, okay. Very,
Wait,
very,
look at his face.
Nah.
very amazing, funny piano player, right? And like even going through this song, I know one of the things that we had done when I did send you the initial draft, you started working through, is that I already, and I know that you had said that you didn't listen to the original song when you wanted to do your piano, but when I sent you the draft, there was already piano in there.
Yeah.
Right? There was one that I kind of just midied up. It wasn't anything special. It was just like a placeholder.
It was.
Okay.
Because he's also
I
a
always
very
tell
good
him.
pianist.
I always tell CJ, I don't need to do anything.
No,
really.
wait, guys.
It was good.
Okay. It was good, right? But it wasn't. It was like simple chords. I wasn't doing anything crazy, right? Because I knew it was a placeholder because I'm sending it to a person who would probably care more about the technicalities of the piano. So even with I know you said you didn't hear the original song, but you also even already heard a piano placeholder, especially one that's in this context.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Right? So it's even with hearing that, how did you navigate even doing your own thing, especially when again you're hearing something that's specifically for what we're doing and not okay, you're listening to the original song?
One, you're a good player. You're a good player. So for me, there was some stuff that you did that honestly I didn't redo. I just redid it with more, more. I guess it was just a more polished way. Like you said, just more intense. Because you're thinking over the whole track. You're thinking about multi-stems, all these other tracks. I was just let me focus on the piano more. And there was multiple pianos as well, too. So I had to do more than one piano in a way because you had different things going on there. With the softer piano, there was a brighter piano. So for me, it was let me listen to the pianos in general in the draft. See, okay, which one did I like? Which one can be touched up a little bit more? I knew, where can I pick spots? Because, musicians, you always got to pick your spots. Like a drummer, pick your spots, pocket, and then, go all out at a certain spot. For me, the beginning, where Eric was singing was a spot where you can, spread out a little bit and appropriately. Mm-hmm. And then your spot at the end, after the whole special stuff. Then at the end, the verse, Holy Fire. Holy Fire. So that part, I was like, okay, here I can do something else a little bit different from the beginning, but not too much. You know what I mean? So, and that's how I did it. And especially that minor third change up that you did, right?
No, 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 no.
Ah.
No, 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 no.
So yeah, I'm not doing that chord, but it sounds nice. Maybe in live I would do that, but no. But to your point, is that was so good. I really didn't do much. I just kind of made the chords a little bit more full. But I was just dissecting everything, and keeping this part. Let me refine this part, and that was the fun part for me, and also the hardest part, because me as a musician, I'm a musician before I'm a producer first. Mm-hmm. I would say that. And so I care about how the piano is presented because that is a core instrument. And when that is wrong, it kind of messes up the
I don't
vibe.
Understand, but...
You know what I mean? You said it. He said it before we started. The piano speaks. You can do all the bells and whistles, but if that piano isn't speaking...
No, you're right.
It's not. Yeah.
It's just that I don't think we notice what you notice. But because you notice what you notice, we now are saying what we're saying now. So.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah.
I hope that answered. But yeah.
So all right, CJ, you have the floor.
Okay. Wow. trying to look at my notes. I'm like, I don't know.
One thing you have to talk about is the.
Okay, well, let's play it because I know that we haven't really been playing much. What is that? That is here. Okay.
Yahweh, we love you.
Yeah.
So that came like randomly somewhere else. And then you applied it, right? Yes. Remember?
Yes. Okay, so there is a particular person in this room that plays piano that had played this one thing one day. I listened to this thing. It was in the key of B flat, and it was like na 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 na, right? Like the what do we call it? Minor third, right?
That's
Or
what-
flat
that's what he
three,
just said.
like inversion, like the key relations and stuff. That was like the first time, and this was like in 2020. What was this? 2023, and that was the first time I'd ever really heard like how two keys can relate in that way, like B
I
flat.
feel like you do that a lot, right?
Yeah. And so like the B flat and C sharp relation, and like how like you can get from B flat to C sharp and then back to B flat. Like hearing that actually changed the game for like my musicianship, because you play keys and like the regular translations from like B flat to F and F to C and C to G, the regular ones, but then you have like modulations, even you have translations from, again, like B flat to C sharp, and it just like opens up a whole new world of like
Expression.
exactly. And so the specific reason why I used it in here was because the actual song, so when Amarachi had brought the idea, I actually had to listen to the song because like how would I not so I listened to the song, and in that specific section of the actual song, I believe they just held the four. Yeah, they just held the four. I was like, nah, like we can't just like have it so simple, And I was like, okay, like let's do something like really wild. Like this is a perfect spot for like instrumental and everything. So like we can actually like do something here, right? Because right before that we're doing the Yahweh We Love You, and it's a transition.
Yes.
Like I literally have it called in the project. I have it called interlude, right? Because we're transitioning into the last verse, and so I was like, okay, we need to do something that really like
Interludes.
like touches something in the brain, the minds of people when they hear. They're like, like what's going on, And we even like did a hint of it before when you said, "Oh, how great."
Yeah.
Right, so it was there too.
And I think that's where, like, when that was happening, like, I think that's where you were playing with that. Because I remember it was earlier in the song that you were doing that. And then, like, literally, like, I don't even know if it was the same day or we came back to it. And you were like, oh, let's just do that here. I remember that. Yeah.
But it was really nice. And I knew that, like, we just had to put it there. And it works so well.
It's so good.
Well. Yeah.
It's so good.
That's one thing. Another thing, though, specifically about like working with this project, I think one of the things that I have learned and I have been learning is how like the less is more when it comes to production. Like recently we were working on a project, and basically the mixing and
I think I know what you're about to say.
Yeah, the mixing and mastering engineer basically was, I don't want to say having issues with mixing everything that we had sent them, but it was more so there were a lot of fighting frequencies in like the higher frequencies, because there were a lot of like strings, synth brass instruments, and like bells and everything that like was occupying that space. And so I went back into that project and I looked at it. I was like, there's actually too much stuff here.
And Ernesto actually had told us that a little bit with Follow as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's because, like, we're musicians. So we think everything we're adding is important because we like the way that it sounds on its own.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you actually put things together, you have to think, what are the sounds that people are hearing? Because people are not hearing everything. So you have to color it with the most potent sounds. So go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, no, and I think that's why, like, I had to even, like, almost, like, discipline myself, because, like, again, like, when you're creating, it's like, again, like you said, you're just adding something like, okay, this detail sounds nice, this detail sounds nice. But once you start getting to the mixing process, it's like, you actually end up, like, not even hearing it later. And it's like, okay, then if we can just take it out, then, well, number one, why did we add it in the first place?
Yeah.
But also even, like it was never, you could say, important, because the fullness of the song and the sound that the song actually needs can already still come without those instruments.
I think it's a humility thing, because sometimes, like, as musicians, we enjoy a lot of what we create and what we produce. And it's like, if it's for yourself, that's fine. But when you're actually trying to communicate a message, like, people are not just supposed to listen to it and hear cool things. They're supposed to actually have something translated to their spirits. And so it's a humility thing to say that, like, okay, I could just keep this. If I want to listen to this, I'll listen to it myself. But what's most important for the communication of a message, and just leave it there. Now, sometimes what will happen is, because no one can hear it, you just leave it in there because no one can hear it. But as you said, that also leads to other technical issues down the line. But yeah, that's what I think of.
Yeah, and I'm even also not even like the instrument aspect of it, but even the vocals. I think going through a lot of the vocal production process, there are a lot of vocal pieces that we did that are actually not in the final project. I'm trying to remember an example. A good example was the Yahweh, yeah. I can't sing. Yahweh.
Was that in the song? That part?
Yeah. So my vocal was there, but I remember.
But there was something we did.
There were layers on that. So there was a harmony that went Yahweh, Yahweh, or whatever. There were so many things that, like, had that, but then again, you start to hear and you start to be like, okay, like, there's actually, like, too much in some places.
Yeah.
And you hear now that, like, the simplicity of it even holds the more weight, because you're actually allowing the things that are in that space to actually, like, even shine the more, and kind of trust that, like you said, the message is even being pushed across without you having to do so much. It's like, it's almost like, how do I put this? I don't know if this is wild, but, like, you're like you said, humility, even more so in the sense of, like, the Holy Spirit, you're allowing the Holy Spirit to do the work that he needs to do, and not really saying, okay, like, I feel like I have to do all of this and do all of that so that the message can be pushed across. In reality, like, the Bible even says, he draws all souls to himself, or something like that. Like, he does the work.
He draws the hearts of men.
Right. He does the work, and we actually, like, have to even, like, know where to kind of, like, stop, and that statement that we do our best, God does the rest, or something like that.
I think that's literally the boundary line between us actually worshiping God via the works of our own hands versus worshiping the works of our own hands. That's literally it right there. Like, do you know when to actually, like, chill? Like, chill. It doesn't take anything away from you because you're worshiping God anyway. And so I think that that's a line that we often tread. I think that's the word. As musicians, like, everything is about being creative. And it's like we use that as a cop-out to, like, actually worship the works of our own hands. And it's like, there's literally I am not creative. I'm not. It's God that's creative. Even those that don't believe, any ounce of creativity that they're able to present in the world is not from them. Like, and it seems like, okay, well, maybe that's extreme because, like, obviously we know that we're created by God, and, like, we're created in his image. So, like, yeah, we can say we're creative. That's fine, whatever you want to say. But that helps me to know that, okay, if I'm doing anything that is creative, it's not to my own glory. And that's what helps with the discipline in the production process, I think. Did you want to talk about anything else? Last thing I'll say, I'll close it out. Can I close it out? Or do you have something?
Are we going to do a acoustic version?
Oh, gosh. No.
I'm not going to lie. He was playing something earlier. And
just piano and possibly guitar?
Eric?
It sounded great.
Eric wants to do acoustic? Eric?
What y'all think? Y'all want an acoustic version?
Amarachi, you weren't here. You weren't here. You have to, bro. Let me play it.
Okay. And then after he does this, I'll say one last thing.
You know,
then we're done.
So let's play it from here.
We love you. Holy fire, comforter, peace within the chaos. How you sustain us. Breath of heaven.
It sounds normal, right? But just wait.
In our lungs, a new sound is stirring. It sounds like how great.
He's producing it as he goes.
Muting it.
He's muting different tracks.
How great is your name? We love you, Yahweh.
Yeah.
You see how less is more?
If you love him, can you say Yahweh? Yahweh, we love you. Oh, we love you. We love you. Yahweh. Ooh, oh, Yahweh. Oh, Yahweh. Yahweh, we love you.
It's the oh Yahweh, oh Yahweh. I love that.
And I think it gives the piano more of the shine. Like it's
not about that.
Let it speak.
It's really about the simplicity.
It's about the speaking, bro. It's about the speaking
piano
that you were saying.
speaks,
It was
though.
speaking. Like
Yeah.
It's like
Plus guitar.
Plus guitar? We can do that.
Because there was no guitar in the song. So that's what people like.
I guess, are
They
there
love
plans
that.
being made? We'll pray on it. Okay, so.
I just want to say, I had no idea that this was going on Apple Music.
Are you serious?
When I was doing, I thought it was just like, hey, like let's get together and sing a song. And she was like, yeah, so we're gonna be releasing. I was like, no, God,
Yeah, dog. Are you serious?
I'm dead. You didn't tell me in the beginning. You just said, oh yeah, we're just gonna record this. And then you guys started talking about all this stuff, and I was like, wait, platform? Okay.
Platform music video.
Yeah.
I know.
Right.
Visualizer.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think the concluding statement is that not only have we each individually grown, we all have grown in an appreciation of what we currently have to offer. I'll say this to close, that I think that's another thing that Rafa Records is about. We're always growing, but that does not take away from where we are. That does not take away from where we are. And I think that in the pursuit of growth, that can become, again, worshiping ourselves, worshiping the works of our own hands when we are not able to appreciate how God is moving through our weakness and imperfection even now. And so, I don't know, food for thought at the end of Unveiled, but yeah, I think we're done. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Praise God.